Hey everyone, it's Hotswap. Today's video features the Command 65 from Play Keyboard. If you're old enough to remember the 1980s, then you'll remember the computer that made gaming a thing, the Commodore 64. So when the group buy for the Command 65 was announced, I couldn't wait to get my hands on a copy of this homage to the original C64. Aside from the retro stylings, this board features a buzzer and a series of toggle switches in the top right. The first switch toggles Bluetooth connectivity, whilst the latter two switches toggle the additional key map layers that are fully programmable. As usual, links for everything you'll see in this video can be found in the description below. Please do me a solid and hit like, smash subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks in advance, and now let's get on with the video. Only 2,000 units of the Command 65 were ever made, 500 in each of the 4 colorways. Mine is the classic version. The 2-part case is made from injection molded ABS plastic. I'm not sure how easy it is to tell from the video, but it's an exceptionally high quality case. In addition to the palm plate that shipped with the kit and that I used in my build, I picked up the optional alu plate to try out later. Silicone case and plate dampening are included. I didn't even try to build the board without these, as I imagined that it would have sounded quite hollow otherwise. This little plastic strip is needed for the top mount. All of the smaller build components came in neatly labeled baggies. I picked up an extra PCB and I'm glad I did because one arrived damaged. It was promptly replaced by Play Keyboard. Kudos to Barry and the team for their excellent customer service. For switches, I opted for the Gateron cream sodas designed by Punkshoo. I used the Staebies V2 for stabilizers, lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0 for the housing and stems, and dielectric grease for the wires. To finish off the board, I used the chocolate keycaps from Maxkey. The brown colorway and SA profile matched the stylings of the original C64 perfectly, though unfortunately it meant that I couldn't use the amazing C64 Artisan that you saw in the opening sequence. With the stabilizers modded and installed, I popped on the silicone plate dampener and palm plate. The stabilizers hit the mark right out of the gate, so I installed the remaining switches and moved on to the daughter board, connecting it to the PCB first. I'm not sure why I did that instead of first installing it in the housing, probably a lack of coffee. I then added the case feed and product sticker to the case bottom, and the branding and toggle switch panel stickers to the case top. 2 screws attached the toggle switch panel daughter board to the case top. Inserting the PCB sandwich into the case bottom is the point where I ran into my one and only problem with assembling this board. The build guide makes no mention of the fact that you need to first snap off the rails at the long ends of the PCB. I eventually managed to mount the top end and decided to push ahead with connecting the toggle switch panel daughter board to the PCB, installing the case dampener, and attaching the USB-C daughter board. When it was time to screw together the case housing, the gap at the bottom told me that something was seriously off. I jumped on Discord to ask for help, and that's when I learned about the need to snap off the PCB rails. Although it was frustrating to have to disassemble everything just for that, I was also relieved to learn that I could at least complete the build. On to the sound and typing tests. You can really tell that this board was a labor of love for the designer. It looks, feels, and sounds fantastic, and even the little buzzer is fun to turn on occasionally for the 8-bit Sonic vibes. Although Bluetooth is an option, I decided against it. There was no wireless back in 1982, and I wanted to stick with a retro feel. The Command 65 is genuinely one of my favorite boards to use, and when I'm not, it's prominently displayed on my desk. Alright, that'll do it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please help me to grow this channel and drop a like, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll know whenever I post a new video. And as always, thank you for watching.